Hello friends, good morning. Welcome to my channel Essentials of Management. Friends, motto of this channel is to evolve high standards of education and training of the subject management science in general and that of environment, health and safety management in particular. So today we are going to continue with the series of industrial safety management. Today we will have discourse 18, which is part 3 of total 3 parts of safe system of work, that is SSoW. Today we will see how to implement and monitor a safe system of work. In part 16 we have seen and understand what is safe system of work, and in discourse 17 we tried to understand designing of the safe system of work. So today we will look into implementation and monitoring. Firstly and foremostly, safe system of work must be communicated properly. So everybody working in the unit must be communicated about this safe system of work. Then next, it has to be understood by employees. Everyone who is going to take part in safe system of work or implement it must understand it properly, and very essentially it must be applied correctly. So whatever has been decided in case of safe system of work, the methodology, the procedures, the permits, whatever it is, they have to be applied correctly. So communication, understanding and then application of the safe system of work is a must. Ensure supervisors know they should implement and maintain the system of work. So who is the important element in the implementation? The supervisors, the foremen who are actually working, or the section head who are actually working on the shop floor. Ensure adequate training is carried out for employees and supervisors. How the employees will come to know about this? How will they will understand it, the importance of it? So continuous training, adequate training is to be carried out of the employees for safe system of work. Stress the need to avoid shortcuts. So they have to follow a certain procedure, they have to follow a certain methodology, isn't it? So no shortcuts, that is the first emphasis. Part of the system should be to stop work when faced with an unexpected problem until a safe solution can be found. So if they develop a snag or face a problem and there is a doubt in mind that there can be a problem of safety, right? So no shortcut should be found and immediately the work should be stopped. The first thing is you stop the work, see that unexpected problem, what it is, and do not work until a safe solution can be found. So this is a code word or keyword, that don't work if some safety problem arise. Stop, find the solution and then go ahead. A safe system of work is not an academic exercise. It is not just only talking about it and learning about it. It is not academic activity, it has to be in practice. It is important that systems are realistic, appropriate for the task and capable of being implemented in practice rather than just being paperwork exercise. So at many places it happens that permit to work system become just a paperwork. So it should not be only tick marking on the permit to that permit. So it has to be taken not only in letters but it has to be taken into spirit, right? So it is important that all who need to be involved in a safe system are aware of its existence. So you know that we have created a safe system of work, the procedure and its importance. The system may be produced in the following formats. So what you can develop, what you can create for establishing a safe system of work. So you can create standards. In bigger companies like Glaxo, Mahindra, there are standards. So the way they have standards for other departments, they have standards for EHS departments also. Then site procedures, you create safe operating procedures, department procedures. So there are certain site procedures that applies to everyone, and there are departmental procedure, because in every department, in every section, the work which is being carried out is different, and so there has to be departmental procedures. There has to be work instruction notices, caution notices, precaution notices, then various signs that this is a hot object or a cold object or a sharp knife, and so on. So all different types of signs, posters, safety posters, educative posters, etc. So all through this you can create a safe system of work. The important element is that the procedure is brought to the attention of the people for whom it is relevant. So just creating a procedure, creating a methodology, creating a permit to work system is not enough. Who are going to work there in that particular department or section for which it is made, those people must learn it, understand it, and they must feel that it is relevant to their work. Instruction and training. So next comes, you created, evolved that system. Now you have to educate people. So instruction and training. When the procedures have been formulated and the documentation produced, so you have created a document. That means you have created a procedure, you have created the instructions, you have created a particular work permit. So you have formulated it and you have produced the relevant documents. Training should be arranged for the people concerned. So you have to train people and explain them about the instructions, about the procedures, about the documents you have created, which are to be fulfilled or filled by those people in future. It is important to consider not only the operators but also supervisors who will have to implement and control the system. So whosoever are concerned, operators, supervisors, foremen, or the particular section heads, even including HODs should also know what procedures are being followed. The instruction and training should include why a safe system is needed, what is involved in the work, the hazards which have been identified. Because we have done the JSA, job safety analysis. So before you have created a safe system of work, first work was JSA, and there we have found out what are the hazards. So people must know which hazards have been identified, and for that this safe system is being carried out. The precautions which have been defined, and in particular the isolation from substances and cleaning of residues. So if you are doing something on the vessels, you are cleaning the vessels, entering the vessel, the confined place. So all that vessel must be clean, all the residues must be removed, whatever, even the gases are there or fumes are there, that has to be taken out. The isolation and locking off required from sources energy and how this is to be achieved. So you have to follow the LOTO procedure, lockout tagout procedure, and not only that isolation, but you have to remove the stored energy sources. See, batteries are stored energy sources. Now in case of pneumatics and hydraulics, if you have developed a pressure, then before you work you have to release that pressure. You have to release the hydraulic pressure, you have to release the pneumatic pressure. You have to see first before starting that you have brought all types of energy which is being used in that particular plant or machine to a zero level. So only locking is not important, only tagging is not important, but to bring, means isolation is important, but at the same time bringing the energy to the zero level is also important. Example, if you are working on a lift, then you must release the counterweights, so it will not come down on with its own weight. So details of any permits to work where appropriate. Any air monitoring which is to be done during the work or before it commences. So if you are working in confined space, as I said, you have to do the air monitoring of the waste from vessel inside, see all the residual gases or fumes which are obnoxious or hazardous have come to the that permissible limit, and there is sufficient amount of oxygen inside the confined space. So air monitoring is to be done. How to use any necessary personal protective equipment and emergency procedures. So whatever the regular mandatory PPE is required, some additional PPE is required. So they must be trained how to use it, because while you are working at height or you are working in a sewerage line, you have to use a particular type of mask, or you have to use the lifeline. So they must know what additional precaution is required, what additional PPE is required, and in case of emergency what is to be done. So while monitoring, you have to periodically check that employees continue to find system workable. Means after some days check it whether people are satisfied with it, they find that it is workable, so continue. If they find there are certain problems, some improvement is required, do that. Procedures laid down are being carried out and are effective. Any changes in circumstances which require alterations to the system of work are taken into account. So if circumstances have changed and some change is required, some alteration is required, do that. Okay. Any safety procedure, no matter how good, will soon fall into disuse if there is no means of ensuring that it is followed. So you create a good system, but if you don't monitor it, if don't ensure that it is followed, then it will be of no use. It will soon fall into disuse. People will start disusing it, forgetting it. Too often procedures lapse because supervisors fail to enforce them, or operators are discouraged from working to them by peer groups or other pressures such as production. So it always happens that supervisor fail to enforce. So supervisor must be very affirmative, very assertive, not aggressive but assertive, that this is to be followed. It is a must. You should see that operators are following it. Then there may be some group of people that they laugh at it or they discourage others to go by that procedure or use SSoW, and sometimes there may be a pressure of production, that there are production targets, they are to be completed in time, and you are avoiding the procedure. Where a manager becomes aware of a deficiency in a safety procedure, it is important that action is taken to remedy the failing. If you find any deficiency, immediately correct it. Then comes the review. You have seen implementation, monitoring, and the third is the review. So framework for an effective review can be provided by the existing job safety analysis. So you, after a while, after a certain period, just again go for verification, again go for job safety analysis, and in that you find something new, you can ultimately add on to the safe system of work. Review is more effective if employees are included in the review team. Safety representatives are ideal. So every department has got a safety representative or should have a safety representative, and you should include those safety representatives as well as the senior employees from that particular section or department for the review of the SSoW, and for that when you are going to carry out the JSA, that is job safety analysis. If all new employees can be taught safe methods of work at the outset, it is less likely that they will develop bad habits with the passage of time. So whosoever the new employees are there, new recruits are there, they must go through a thorough training about SSoW. They must understand it in letter and spirit, so that when they are actually working at the shop floor, they will follow it and they will not develop the bad habits during the passage of time. So friends, in this discourse we have seen thoroughly how to implement, monitor and review the safe system of work. So here this section ends, safe system of work. We will move to discourse 19, where we will start with the permit to work system. So friends, thank you for watching. Please do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a good day.